All right, let's get to that forecast. We'll start on 24-hour temperature cast. Not as cold across the board this morning as it was this time yesterday. We did have those clouds come in last night, and that made a huge difference. I still think we're going to find a lot of temperatures that make it to the lower and mid 40s. The warmer it gets this afternoon, the longer it's going to take for things to get back down close enough to freezing for any of the precipitation that comes our way to change to frozen precipitation. And then I think in the overnight period tonight, that's when those numbers stay down that way, and we'll see how much precipitation is left when we have all those cold hours. We do have the winter storm warning. It starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll switch to all the first alert weather stuff at noontime today as we start to gear up and see where that activity is. But for the next couple of hours, it's just going to be clouds in our part of the southeast. We look a little further west, get out past Louisiana. That's where the snow is coming down. And a lot of it is oriented from south and west to north and east. So I suspect we're going to find a lot of the bigger snow amounts that fall through parts of Louisiana and Mississippi and central parts of Alabama. We'll see how much of that sags a little bit more into our area much later on today. And remember, you have to have temperatures back down near freezing to get frozen precipitation. It's just how it works. So when it starts, and if it's 46 degrees outside, then it's just going to be rain for a while. So for most of today and for especially the morning into the early afternoon, we're talking a regular Tuesday. Things change as we get closer to sunset and as the temperatures fall, and throughout the day today, with all these factors that are all coming into play, we will have plenty of updates for you, I promise, all afternoon, all evening, and all night. It's 36 right now in Tallahassee. It's 36 right now in Valdosta. So real warm compared to where it was yesterday and compared to where it could have been today if we didn't have those clouds. Quincy and Bainbridge and Camilla and Mariana are down to 30. Up in Dothan, Alabama, it's 28, but in Perry, we're at 38. In Cross City, we're at 39. So where those clouds are really a little bit more to the thick south and east, we've got some of those warmer temperatures. The breeze is something that will feel up to 10 or 15 miles per hour, and that does make those temperatures that are above freezing feel like they're in the 20s, make some of those numbers that are near 30 feel like they're back closer to 20. So north and west, we could have some of those wind chills back in the teens like we had yesterday morning. So again, we're talking cold out there. We are talking frozen precipitation chances. Most of it is off to the west. The air around here is really dry. So it's going to take a couple hours for that to get more moist enough to allow precipitation to make its way down from the clouds. Then, of course, we're going to be talking about just wet stuff until we can get the temperatures dropping. And all that's going to be dependent on how much is moving here and which way it's coming. So we've got a lot to watch. So we'll certainly be doing that. But for the time being, we'll need to see some changes if we're going to talk about anything other than rain coming down. Futurecast maybe just a little bit fast and a little bit aggressive here. But I think we can get our best chances to see the most activity from like 8 o'clock tonight to like 2 o'clock in the morning. That seems like the window. And then once we get past that, we'll see whatever showers are left fizzle out and move away. Now, with the surfaces of the roads that could get frozen, with some of the water on tree limbs and power lines that could freeze, that's where some of these problems come from. That's why some of these extra precautions are necessary, and that certainly could linger into the early morning hours tomorrow or even past sunrise until the temperatures start warming up and we get up above freezing for things to melt again. So there's a lot of considerations for some other dangerous and treacherous kind of travel conditions and road conditions and power lines and all that, and that's all factored into all those decisions why things are closed for tomorrow, even if for a lot of us today, it starts off with just kind of gray skies, and then when it begins as just rain. We'll have to watch and see how things transition from there and how the temperatures go from there. Got the gale warning out there for the Gulf. Not a great day to be on the boats. This morning, it's 20s and 30s, mostly 30s. A lot of us are above freezing, so it's cold, but not as cold as it could have been. This afternoon, we'll start cranking those rain chances up, especially 3, 4, 5 p.m. They'll get up from 40 to 90%. I still think top temperatures are going to get way up into the 40s today. And then, as the precipitation starts spreading across the area overnight, we'll see when it starts to change from wet to frozen and how much cold air is here and how it can freeze and what it will do for us. So please keep checking in. Lots of updates coming. And of course, that 7-day forecast still keeps a lot of cold around into the weekend.